And welcome everyone, welcome back. Today we have for you Eugenia Beh. Welcome Eugenia.
Hi everyone. Hello. How are you? How's everyone?
Hi, we're doing well. So if you don't mind, for our first question, can you tell us where do you work and what do you do at your institution?
So I'm an electronic resources librarian, and I work at the MIT Libraries. This is my now 7th year in this position, and I've been in academic libraries for almost all my career.
Oh, good. Okay, and where did you get your MLS and what was the catalyst to make you want to work in the library field?
So I got my MLIS, sorry, at University of Texas at Austin School of Information, and I think I'm contractually obligated to say Hookham as a UT graduate. that's our what do you call it? That's like the school gesture or something. Because our mascot is a longhorn. So so I was an art history major for undergrad, and at first I was looking at museum work, and I think I found out pretty quickly that it didn't feel like that was the right space for me. But at the same time that I was like volunteering at the campus museum and also at some of at museums like within the community, I was also working at my college library, where I had started as a first year, and then sort of just kept working there throughout my time at Wellesley. And then by working in different roles, I was able to sort of see like different aspects of the library. So I first started out as a reserve room assistant, and that was the first time I understood what went into all the work behind making things like books and articles and even films available for the students to access, so that we didn't have to buy them. And it also gave me a glimpse into like even some copyright issues, which I am now starting to deal with, and knew that was going to be relevant like so many years down the line. And then I also was able to do some circulation, and also worked at the this is like way back when having computers on campus was a big thing. So we started to have what we call computer clusters, where we would help people use some of the software, or just help them print or do like basic tech support functions. And that allowed me to feel like I was performing a service for my fellow students and helping them to succeed in their goals and in their time here as well. So I think I quickly realized I wanted to stay in some kind of educational academic environment. And what appealed to me about libraries was that they're free. Anyone can walk in, okay, except for Harvard, they're a special case. But anybody can, for the most part, anyone can walk into a library. You don't need to show ID or belong to like a certain institution to be able to use the collections, and anyone can browse or sign up to sometimes use the computers, or just even sit and just relax for a little bit. So I don't think I thought of it in these exact terms at the time. I didn't quite have the vocabulary to say it, but I really appreciated the social justice mission and vision of libraries. And that was what really appealed to me after I graduated and was trying to think about what am I going to do afterwards. So I was lucky enough to actually get a job as a library assistant at UT Austin. So I was able to both work while I was also working on my degree, which really helped a lot, because I was able to apply what I was learning in class to what I was doing on the ground in my job, and vice versa too. It really helped to be able to have some practical experience to bring into the classroom, especially for people who maybe hadn't worked in the library before. I was able to provide a little bit of sort of on the ground perspective. So Yeah, did that answer? I think that answered.
Yes, you
Thanks.
did. You did.
Okay.
Thank you. So you touched on it a little bit about the vitality of libraries. Do you think that in this digital world and what's going on with the pandemic, do you feel like libraries are still vital?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, more than ever now, I think, especially at, no, I won't even say especially at universities. I think that's the case everywhere now. Like ever since people have been sheltering in place, and for those of us who've been working at home and as classes have gone online, libraries have become even more important than ever, even though we may be physically closed. For instance, in my day-to-day job, like we just like quadrupled the number of ebook titles that we're trying to buy in order to supplement what's in our print collection that's no longer accessible to users. We've been able to take advantage of some of the free collections that publishers are making available for limited time. And we're trying to find ways to make our budget stretch so that we can try to replicate as many of the print titles that we have as possible, because we don't know yet when we're going to return to campus. And also, and this is just specific to MIT, our library is physically closed for renovations for a year anyway. So we were already starting to think about, okay, how are we going to try to supplement the print collection so that users don't have to wait like a couple of days for us to get it from storage and then send it to them. So, this is the same in the public library sphere too. Even though people can't physically go there now, the libraries are able to offer materials through like Hoopla and Overdrive, like audiobooks, streaming video, even ebooks. That's such a valuable service to provide right now when people are stuck at home or don't have a way to keep their kids entertained or keep themselves entertained even. So yes, I would say more than ever, I think this pandemic is showing society just how vital libraries are to our world.
Thank you. I hope that society is paying attention because we are really trying to ensure that we can still stay patient. So our next question is, so we're going to shift gears a little bit and we're going to speak a little bit about equity, diversity, inclusion, EDI. Why do you feel like it's important to have more Black, Indigenous librarians of color and staff? And why do you feel like it's important also to have non-BILOC allies?
Oh, so where to begin? Our field is very white. I mean, the statistics have shown our field is like 86% white and also white and female. It's a difficult space to be in for people of color. There are many, as much as libraries are, as much as we provide many wonderful services to the community, to our students and faculty, and as much as we espouse this mission of equality and access to everybody, there's still a lot of ways in which, unfortunately, libraries as institutions replicate many of the structures of racism and white supremacy that still pervade our environment right now. And unfortunately, the staffing is one very clear example of that. And we could get into a little bit more on this later, but we really need to have people who look like the communities that we serve working in the libraries. When students or members of the public come in, and if they only see white faces, they're not going to feel like they're at home. It's going to feel like this is maybe not for us. And like there are just countless stories and articles written about how when students see like a black or a brown librarian at the circulation desk or the reference desk, or teaching an instruction class, then suddenly they feel like maybe I do belong here, or maybe this is something that I can go into, even because there is someone here who looks like me and who may have a similar experience that I've had growing up. So it's important to have representation so that people understand that this is not just the domain of little old white ladies with buns who shush everybody all the time. I mean, nothing wrong with them, but at the same time, we want to broaden the spectrum of what librarians can look like. And it is extremely important for non-BIPOC people, white people, and also those of us with maybe more adjacency to whiteness to step up and be allies. We can't do it. We can't do it by ourselves. A, there aren't enough of us at most of our institutions, and B, most of us are not in the positions of power where the decisions get made, or where we can really push the boundaries and influence upward. So we need the people in those positions who are white or non-BIPOC to help champion us and to provide support and to help us carry the burden for us, so that it's not all falling on us, because this is really, it's not just a BIPOC problem. This is a problem for everyone. The problem of racism, I mean, and structural oppression, and it cannot be solved just by BIPOC, people of color alone. We have to have everyone involved in this fight, and we really need the non-BIPOC allies to step up and carry their part.
Thank you. I wholeheartedly agree. I think you're right on it. I get it. I agree. Yes, there's definitely a fight to happen. And I'm hoping through conversations like this that we can get our non-BIPOC colleagues to understand that what we face isn't something that's in our head. You know, the microaggressions, the micro-invalidations, the micro-assaults that happen continuously to some of us. I'm hoping that this will add some perspective.
Yes.
For not just the students in our classes, but also for colleagues, because oftentimes until we're willing to change our perspective to kind of see from the other person's point of view, we'll continue to butt heads, we'll continue to not collaborate as well as we do. There'll be so many things that will impede progress.
Yes.
And so this is really, really important. And so all of that is leading to, of course, cultural competence. And so the importance of cultural competence, and what are your takes on cultural competence and cultural competence in order for librarians, librarian staff, library administrators to serve patrons better?
No, I think I wish cultural competency could be a requirement for getting our degree and for getting a job in the library. Honestly, I really wish that could be something that all people, all
yes,
can
it's definite. Yes,
have to demonstrate, and not just with the, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Like, no, concrete examples of what you have done, or you don't get them. I've also been, and I need to look more into this as well, but recently there have been folks in both academia and also in public libraries who have been pushing, like, not just for cultural competence, but for cultural humility as well, because the idea is that it may not be possible for people to be completely like proficient in another culture, or it can be it can be seen as somewhat, I guess, overreaching for, like, say, non-BIPOC person to try to say, oh yes, I am competent in like Asian American studies or I'm like, I'm competent in this culture. I know everything there is, which is not what I think most people would say, but it does have that sort of, it can have that feel to it in some ways. So from what I understand, the idea of cultural humility is that people will be trying to approach it from less of a sort of a white savior mentality, and it's more in the spirit of trying to, I guess, and here's the part where I need to like explore a little bit farther as to what it actually entails, but it's to try to, I think, level the playing ground a little bit and try to have people be on the same footing and the same grounding, so that there isn't sort of that there isn't that sort of power imbalance, hopeful, or to try to reduce that sort of power imbalance as much as possible. But again, this is something that I'm still like very new to and need to explore more. I know I've seen in different conferences that some people have been presenting about this topic, but I haven't been able to attend those actual presentations yet. So I'm hoping that this will be something that will show up more often once we're able to actually start attending conferences again in person. And maybe hopefully this will also make it into the curriculum for LIS studies as well. Because I think hopefully cultural competence or cultural humility will become more of a staple in like LIS education. I know it definitely wasn't there when I was getting my degree. I want to say the students now are really pushing for that more, which is amazing, because I think they're definitely just much more conscious and maybe more willing to speak out about these issues than when I was in school, and that is just really inspiring for me to see.
Okay. I really like the concept. I wrote it down about
Okay.
cultural humility because I haven't heard that term either. And so I'm very intrigued, because I agree with you. It does take a certain amount of time, a certain amount of dedication to be competent in anything. And it isn't overnight. Definitely one class isn't going to make you competent. But I do agree that it should be a foundational class within our program. I really wholeheartedly agree, because in our program, me personally, not when I graduated, I don't think there were any classes that I took that had anything to do with too much equity, diversity, or inclusion. I mean, there was one or two classes that touched on it, because, I did kind of focus in collections a little bit and just knowing your patrons, etc. However, not to this degree into being culturally competent. And cultural humility, that's a good one. I'm definitely going to put that on my to learn list, to do list, because it's very intriguing. I need to find out, are there lots of articles written about it?
You
said it was fairly new, so I'm sure the research is still raw.
Right. And I'll see if I can find at least the people who are doing that research at some of the conferences, and it's possible they might have their slides up somewhere, which would be really great. And then I'll send them to you once I do a little bit of digging as well, because I know that was something I've been meaning to go back to for a while and just haven't been able to yet.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
So our last question is a big one. So if you could provide upcoming library staff or future librarians with some career advice, what would it be?
Yeah, and I see at the last part, for students who haven't worked in a library, I think the first bit of advice was definitely try to get some experience, some kind of library job or a volunteer experience or an internship, just so because what you learn in class may not be exactly the same as what's being practiced in the library. It will inform what the work is, but in a lot of ways, the actual work is, in part because it's so specific to each institution, and also because of all the different systems that are involved in that we use in our work, it can be hard to sort of, it's hard to learn that all in the classroom. So it's really important to get some on-the-ground experience doing that. It's something that even, and here's a little secret, even though a lot of the entry-level positions say, oh, like people out of school, you're welcome to apply, there's a lot of times they will be looking for somebody with experience, even if they're not going to say it. Or you may be up against some, in the applicant pool, there may be people with like 10 years of experience applying for the same job. Because unfortunately, the job market for library positions is pretty tight, and it may get tight, even tighter now with everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So yeah, when I saw this question, I was just thinking, it's hard to know what advice to give since we're in such an uncertain time. But one thing that I think will remain true no matter what happens is find allies both within your institution if possible, but also outside, so that you have a support network. And in particular, if you can connect with other librarians or library staff or library school students who are also people of color, then you can all support each other when we do have to deal with microaggressions or macroaggressions in a lot of cases, or we can provide support for each other when we're working on an article or writing a paper, or if we need to give a presentation, and or interviewing. We can help each other out with job career opportunities, and also with with emotional support too. I mean, this is going to be a very tough time for so many people going forward, and we're going to need that connection to one another, I think, more than ever. And there are a couple of groups that I can definitely recommend. We Here, which is how Shamika and I met as well. That's a fantastic group of librarians of color. We have a Facebook group. We're also on Slack, and I believe there's also a website as well, which I don't go to as often because I'm usually on Facebook, but I would definitely recommend joining that and checking us out to see what we're like, and also to if you have the ability to join some of the ethnic caucuses. So there are 5 of them through ALA, which is the American Library Association, and there's the Black Caucus, Reforma, which is the Latino caucus, APALA, the Asian Pacific American one, CALA, Chinese American Library Association, and then also ALA, which is the American Indian Librarians Association. And that was really how I got my, I think, entryway into a lot of both career and also professional development opportunities, and also just where I found a lot of friends that I only get to see once a year because they're scattered all over the country. But that's how really you can build up your network, both professional and personal. And we get together at places like JCLC, which is the Joint Conference of Librarians of Color, and the next one is coming up in 2021, and let's hope that we're all able to meet in person by that time. But yes, even though there may not be enough, there can be more of us. There can definitely be more of us here, but there definitely plug into these existing networks and organizations to find your community and to find sort of your home, and that will help. That would definitely help you get through sort of like the daily stresses of work and school and all the sort of all the things that we have to face as people of color in this world.
Thank you. Thank you for that advice. Definitely, students, please pay attention to what Eugenia is saying. She's giving you some great advice, some great recommendations here. And I agree. If it weren't for some of these networks, some of us would never get to meet each other. And like you said, we met through We Here. And we here has been wonderful. I love the Slack app. I don't look at it too much on the website or on Facebook. I actually prefer the Slack app, but it's wonderful to have so many channels, so many different discussions, and it's the best thing so far, you know. And I've been looking forward to JCLC as well. So I'm hoping they don't cancel it next year. There will be something we will get to actually see each other in person, right?
Right, and it's in Florida. I mean, it's going to be at a resort. It's going to be beautiful if we're able to go.
Yes. Other than the humidity, I'm good. I love it.
That's true. That's hopefully in October it'll be a little bit better.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, we're all, I mean, I don't think I was ever in life think that I would ever make the statement that I was looking forward to a conference, because sometimes I like the content, I like going for the presenters, the speakers, but sometimes I don't like the travel of it all, the hoopla of it all, the getting there. But I think I'm looking forward to every part of it because I need a break from our stay-at-home order.
Exactly. Seeing somewhere outside of my living room.
Yes. I'm willing to stand in line for TSA and do what I need to do. You know, I'm ready. So. But I just want to thank you so much for allowing us to have this conversation on video today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate, you know, your vibrancy. I appreciate, you know, you're just so excited, and I love it when another librarian is excited because it makes me excited. And I just think we're librarians across all walks of life. Everyone, we're a great group of people, and I just think we can do better. To do better together, to be better in order to serve our patrons. And this is definitely one of many steps, you know, taken to get there. People, you know, have been doing this and doing interviews and writing articles and having all this stuff. And I just feel like we're talking, and things are happening. So finally, it's nice to see some fruition, something to come from all of it, all the conversations. So I thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, seriously, thank you for giving us all the opportunity to do this. And thank you for what you're doing for your students and for the profession. Honestly, I'm so happy to have met you and just can't thank you enough for all that you're doing.
Thank you. And we'll see you soon, Eugenia. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.